Hi, hello. Today we are going to know about emotional intelligence. What is meant by emotional intelligence and how we can develop emotional intelligence in our children. So, what is the importance of EI, that is emotional intelligence? The EI was unknown to the psychologist until 1995. It was not given much importance, but it has gained its own influence from 1995. The reason behind it is there are so many reasons. The academics, when you are looking at the academics, most of the children are performing very well these days, and because of the reforms in the education system, and the parents are also being educated, and the globalization, all these things put together, academic wise, everyone seems to be having 90 plus percentage or 70 plus percentage. So when the companies are recruiting employees for their companies, they are not only looking at academics these days, they are also looking into emotions, emotional quotient, and emotional intelligence. Why emotional intelligence? An emotional intelligent person can be very stable, they can sustain the relationships, they can have a kind of stability in work, and as well as they can understand others very easily. So, why should we know about emotional intelligence? I'll give you a small example of a man driving a car. A man is driving a car, and suddenly from opposite side a vehicle has been came. That is a wrong route. What happens to this man? This man will behave in different ways. When he is with his children, his behavior will be different. With his parents, with his wife, with his superiors, with his friends. So, in every situation, the behavior of the man will be different. So, why that the situation is the same, but the behavior is being changed depending upon the surroundings and the people around them. This is where the emotional intelligence comes into the work. So, that is how we have to be very cautious about improving the emotional intelligence in the children. So, when we are talking about improving, let us know about the brain parts which are more important for emotional intelligence. There are two parts of the brain in the which are very important. The first part is emotional brain, and the second part is thinking part of the brain. Whatever the information the child gets, it will directly go into the emotional part of the brain. That's why immediately the child starts reacting to any kind of situation. It may be happiness, it may be sad, or it may be throwing tantrums or anything. Then comes the once it reaches the emotional brain, then it goes to the thinking part of the brain. When it comes to the thinking part of the brain, then the child starts thinking about it. So there is a small lag between these two. By improving to understand the emotions, definitely the child is going to behave in a proper way. For this, what you have to do is, the first thing is, we should make the child label the emotion. He should understand what is the emotion he is feeling. I'll give you a good example. We hear lots of children pushing others. So when you ask the child why you push, the child doesn't have any answer for that. It may be for fun, or the child is very fearful, or the child is very angry. All these three emotions may be behind the pushing behavior. If the child is able to label that emotion, I am very afraid of this child, then we can deal the situation very easily. So first, labeling is very important. There are n number of definitions for emotional intelligence. One definition definitely I like the most is, it has four quadrants. The first one is self-awareness, the second one is self-control, third is empathy, and fourth is social skills. So the first one is self-awareness. For the self-awareness, we should make the child to label the emotions. For this, if the child is below 6 years, what you have to do is, you can collect lots of emotional pictures from online, and you can show the child and ask the child, or you can label it and ask the child to label the next day, or you can follow a pattern in making them understand what is the emotion and what you name it. This is the first method. If the child is having more than 6 years, so what you can do is, you can take small sticks like that, where you can write, see, happy, angry, or you are worried about something, or you are surprised about regarding some other thing, or you are sad about something. So you can add all these emotions in these kinds of sticks. Whenever you are having a particular kind of an emotion, you can show your child that I am surprised. so that the child will understand by looking at your gestures what kind of feeling you are having, so that it is a live example for the child to understand the emotions. Third technique what I want to tell you is, try to make the sticks like this with different kinds of emotions, and try to have two jars. One jar is the positive emotions, the second jar is the negative emotions. So for the positive emotions, whatever you are doing for 1 month of time, try to write everything. When your child is happy, put it in the have a positive emotion jar. When your child is surprised, again put it in the positive jar. And it is a worry, this is a negative jar, so you are putting in the negative jar. So this is sad. So this is how you are trying to analyze your own child's reactions or emotions, so that at the end of 1 month you will clearly know what kind of emotions your child is continuously showing, so that where they need your help, whether your child is a happy child or your child is a sad child. With this you can also understand where what is going wrong. And most of the parents generally ask me, what is the age to teach them the emotional intelligence? As a clinical psychologist, I can say you that is from 0 to 6 is the best age where you can teach them emotional intelligence. And after 6 to 12 is the grace period what we can use. So before the 6 years, generally most of the children are at home. So why they are showing different kinds of emotions depends upon the environment. What kind of emotions are being displayed in his surroundings or her surroundings is very, very important. So if the parents are having a particular kind of emotion, definitely the child is going to adapt from the parents and they are going to show it. So as parents, you should be very cautious in front of the children when you are showing your emotions. For this, I will give you one more tip for this. You have to write down all the emotions which most of your friends or your relatives told you to change. For example, a mother is continuously emotional and she starts crying. So if you have this habit and most of your friends has told you or your relatives might have told you, so try to avoid this kind of emotion in front of your children, because they are modeling the mother. So this is the first tip. Second tip is, you can have a traffic light. Traffic light, as you have a traffic light in the signals, you can draw one green, one orange and one red. So whenever you are in a green zone, that means whenever you are a happy zone, you can show the green light and telling that I am very happy. It may not be a light, it can be a picture, or it can be a card, or it can be a small fan where you color it with green color, or you stick a green chart to it. This is the first thing. Whenever you are angry or whenever you cannot do something, you can show the red light. Or when you want some time for to decide something, if the child is asking you something and you need some time, then you can show them an orange light card and tell them that I need some time. So that this is how you are practicing the emotions, to understand the emotions and to label them, and making the child to learn self-control. When it comes to the self-control, we'll talk about how to create self-control in children in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.